What's up, y'all? Jumping in for a quick review of the Lono Flow wide toe barefoot zero drop shoes. If you're watching this, clearly you're interested in the wide toe zero drop style. You've probably seen the Whitin name out there. They've been putting shoes out for a little while. I've had these for about a year. So what I'm going to do is just review these shoes here, but then also compare a little bit to these ones. That way you get a little bit more insight. First things first, you'll notice they are quite similar in appearance, just in terms of overall shape and the way they look like they were put together. Personally, I like the Lono Flow look. I think these look a little more sporty, but also low profile at the same time. Very minimalist. You got a couple, you can see like little embellishments here and there, but this one's got the brand on there, which isn't a big deal. I'm just not a huge brand guy. Now, the idea of the wide toe box is that a lot of shoes today, especially shoes you'd wear to the office or that you'd wear to like a formal setting, even regular tennis shoes, they're very narrow in the top. And so they squeeze your toes together. I'm sure you've seen those pictures of people whose feet are just absolutely mangled. They're like coming to a point, which, no disrespect or anything, but your toes need a little room to wiggle around, just like you would with your fingers. So having a little more space up there is meant to be more healthy for your foot, make it a little bit more like you're just walking naturally as we did thousands and thousands of years ago. Now, the zero drop idea refers to basically a flat sole. So a lot of shoes, they have that arch right in the middle. But I guess what that does, it actually changes your weight distribution a little bit. It kind of shifts your balance away from the heel, which your heel is meant for balance. So going back to a zero drop shoe means that you're basically letting your foot use its own arch support. You're kind of re-strengthening those muscles to do what they were meant to do. So we got zero drop here, wider toes up there. And another thing you're going to notice with a lot of these types of shoes, they have this knit material, so they're very breathable. They almost look like they're meant to be almost like those old school water shoes, but not quite. They are machine washable. I'd recommend just washing them with cold and then letting them air dry in case you ever get them really scuzzed up. You can see these ones. I've washed them a couple times, but I just haven't really cared. Now, again, comparing the two more directly, what I find I'm liking about the Lono Flow is that it's actually a little bit of a snugger fit back here. Both of them will slide on and off real easy. Do that real quick. Boom, goes right in, no problem. Yeah. Okay, so we got the Lono Flow on the left foot here, the Whitin on the right foot. And as I'm just, even here, just moving around like this, you can see there's space in there. Yes, I've been wearing these for a year, but even when I got them, I was surprised at how loose they felt, despite it being my regular shoe size. These ones, same thing. They're both US 11s, but there's just a little bit more. It just feels snugger back here, which I like. So it's nice and loose up here, plenty of space to wiggle around, but still a little bit of supportive feeling back there. That said, I'm certainly going to hang on to these, just different shoes for different purposes. These are probably more of like an everyday shoe. These are if I need to look a little bit more casual, maybe a little bit better dressed or something like that. But really liking the feel. Very flexible, easy to clean, plenty of good traction and, different textures on the bottom. So if you're doing athletic stuff, you're going to be good to go. In terms of price, it's worth mentioning these are certainly a little more like, I don't know, I'd call them like entry level. They're definitely one of the more affordable ones on the market, which is probably why they're as popular as they are. These ones, a little bit more of like the middle range. A lot of these shops, they use dynamic pricing, so I don't want to say exactly what price they were at, but these are under $100. These ones were under $50. But I'm sure you've seen the Vivo Barefoots, right? Those ones get up to like 150, 180 bucks. So not quite the cheapest, not quite the most expensive, just somewhere right in the middle of the road. These shoes are also advertised as using much more biodegradable material. So in supposedly, if you would let these sit in a landfill for up to 3 years, or if they're like underwater in 3 years, they will biodegrade. Don't know that we've really seen any studies supporting stuff like that. It's great to know that people are trying to make these more biodegradable, but apparently, if you just wear them daily or if you have them in regular conditions, they don't biodegrade. If they end up in a landfill, which, let's be real, a lot of stuff does, unfortunately, supposedly they will have a much easier time breaking down. So there's that for your consideration. Last little comparison, you can see these have more of like a classic lace up right there. These ones, again, just a little sportier looking, just kind of a cool look to them. I wear a lot of like sport type clothing. I teach at a gym, so it just makes more sense to have something that looks a little bit more the part. So I hope you guys found that helpful. I'm going to keep these around as my backups, but I got to say, I'm really enjoying the Lono Flow so far. Very comfortable, very reliable, and easy to clean. Can't beat it. Hope you guys found this helpful. Have a great rest of your day and take care of those feet.